All right, what's going on, people? My name is Jack. Welcome back to another episode of the Make Money Making Videos podcast. Full podcast link down below. Today we're talking about how to stay productive as a video creator, and you got two video creators on the podcast talking about it. Let's get started. Welcome back to the Make Money Making Videos podcast.
I was also wondering, like, do you also have this mental work timer in your brain where when it gets to a certain point in the day, for me it's like 6 to 8 p.m. it depends.
Yeah.
I'm always like, I don't have like the mental capacity to like do work in a way. Like I can still do work, but it's gotten to a point where it's like
so drooling,
not as effective work, you know.
100%, 100%. And for me, right, that 100% happens, and I think it happens with stuff you're not enjoying fully, right? So that will happen for me with remote work. It does not happen for me with clients that I work with in real life. Like I just went to a car dealership yesterday and Monday and filmed promo videos for them. If I'm editing that project, I'm genuinely so immersed in it because I've seen it through from getting the client to filming all the footage to, you know what I mean, coming home and reviewing all the footage to now compiling this video, that I'm so tied in and invested in this project that time for me goes past like nothing. And I can edit. Oh, yeah. Those projects I've edited till 10 in the evening, you know, and then been like, shit, well, I need to go home right now. It's 10, you know what I mean? Type thing like that.
Yeah, like I get that. That makes sense. That's like a different situation.
For most regular work though, I can't really work. Like when it starts getting dark outside, I want to just go home. You know what I mean? Like screw this, man. I'm gonna do this later. You know what I mean? But obviously, if you're tied into a deadline, that's gonna make you work. You know what I mean? So
if it's a deadline like tomorrow, obviously I'm gonna push through it. But if it's if it's a deadline where it's like next week, it's like
let me take a second. Yeah, I have the luxury of taking this time off, which. That right there is probably the name of the game in terms of almost the most attractive thing about being a freelancer. You set your own hours. You do what you want. In a normal job, if you're tired, you do not have the option to say, I'll do it tomorrow. You don't have that option. You know, if you do that, you don't have a job tomorrow. You just walk out the job at 4 p.m. when you're meant to stay till 8. You do not have a job to come back to the next day.
Right.
So
I've been trying to incorporate breaks more. But the problem is, like, I don't want a break. I just want to continue working so that way I can actually get it done.
Yep.
But from what I realized, after about the 2.5 hour mark, that's where my brain's like, hey, buddy, you should probably take a break now. And I'm like...
Take breaks.
You're right.
Go to the store. Dude. I go to the store all the time. Go to the store, take a spin by the river. Like, I have a perfect circle loop that works out where I walk up to the store, get my shit, climb over the little wall fence thing, go back around the river, and it circles back straight to my office. Which is like a good way to get a little exercise, eat a little bit of food, and overall just, you know, take a step away from what you're doing. Because 100%, I mean, like, especially in your situation where I used to be in this situation, you wake up in the same room, you work all day in the same room, and you sleep in the same room. It can be intense if you don't kind of work out little things. So for me, I've been working in my office I've been working in my bedroom for 6 months until I started incorporating a thing where I went out to get coffee in the morning. So normally I would stay in the house all day. You know, there would be some days where I would just literally not even leave because I'm working all day, sleeping all day, you know, waking up all day in the same room, where I started incorporating, I would go out to a coffee shop, which is something I'd never done before this, you know, 2 years ago, whatever the case may be now, that I started incorporating this. Is I go out every morning and get a coffee from a coffee shop, sit in the coffee shop and stuff, and that starts my day by getting out into the world. I see the world. You know what I mean? And I still do that, even though I work in an office. I go to the coffee shop, get my coffee, and then walk down to the office. So if you're working at your house, man, incorporating something like that, for you, it could be a bicycle ride. Like you said, you've been riding the bike, or it could be whatever, just something that gets you out and gets you kind of adjusted to the day right off the bat, where you're not just sat in the room all day, you know.
Well, what I usually do is, like, in the morning, like, I wake up, eat breakfast, do some, like, business stuff on my phone, then I'll come up here with my coffee and check email and just, like, low maintenance business stuff.
Cool.
There's mostly the stuff on my to-do list, and then from there I'll, like, start, like, exercising.
You do a bunch of the running machine. You got a running machine, don't you?
Yeah, I have an exercise machine in my basement, and since it's nice out, I can actually, like, go on bike rides now. But because there's been snow I haven't been able to go outside, so it's like
holy shit,
but it's actually nice out now. So I've been incorporating like going outside in the fresh air a lot more. But
has to be done, man. Seriously, when you work an office job, I'm always trying to get some fresh air, man, for real. Even if it's working with the window open, something like that, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously if it's snowing, it's pretty tough to do something like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's fair.
I feel you. But boom, man, I've run out of questions. You got anything? You got anything else you want to talk about, my man? Let's jump into it.
For sure. Because I think like mental health is very important, right?
It is.
Because like I'm a workaholic. I'm sure you are too. Yeah. I can tell, like.
Yeah.
But we also have to make sure to like take time for ourselves and everything. That's why usually in the later parts of the day when I'm not doing work, I've been playing Slime Rancher a lot just to kind of like relax and just because because I used to never like take time for myself, and I used to be like, well, I edit my own videos. Well, that's technically still work, right?
I take
there's no way around it.
Myself. I take all the time in the world, bro. Literally, like for me, I'm at the office every single day because I love what I do. So I'm here every single day, no nonstop, like literally 7 days a week. Right. Come down to the office, working, blah, 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 always something I can do. But I just take a random day off, like if I add it up sometimes, it's scary because this is like the perfect thing for me. So I'm just enjoying it so much that I might literally sit there and be like, shit, like I've come in for 14 days in a row. I haven't taken a day off, an official day off in, 2 weeks. And I just take the Monday off or take the Wednesday off or whatever. Like, I don't give a shit. I'll take, if I come in and I'm not enjoying it, I could come in for 4 minutes and just sit down and look around my office and be like, fuck this shit. I'm not staying here today. And I'll walk straight home and I'll sit in bed and I'll smoke weed and watch movies all day and not feel that guilty. I'll feel a little bit guilty, but not that guilty at the end of the day. And I'll take that day off because the only reason I can work as hard as I do is because taking all the fucking time that, you know what I mean? You're rejuvenating and stuff like that. Yeah. And, most of the stuff is pretty fun, but if it hits a mundane day, man, I'm out. Screw it.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit. You know what I mean? Like that's why I work for myself, man. So I can make the rules up. And like I said, I'm the type of person who loves what I do. So I'll come in for 14 days in a row. That's a standard thing. Yeah. I can't remember the last day. Like if I stop and think, like if I actually think about it, the last day I took off fully, like who knows? I think it was
right.
It would have to been after a club that I filmed, and I'm not too sure. Like my whole day might have been messed up because I stayed up late or something. But I can't remember. Like I literally cannot remember the last day I took off. Like I genuinely cannot remember the last day I took off. So that's kind of a tricky one. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whenever I'm like feeling like a certain way, and it's like like I know I need a break. Like I don't even need an entire day because then then my brain starts working again. I usually need like half a day.
Do you get anxiety? It's like if you're not working.
Anxiety isn't the right word. I just get.
I do. I don't know. Maybe.
Not anxious.
Yeah.
Just like my brain starts turning the gears of like, what can we do?
Yep.
It's
I
not
get
really
straight
like
up anxious. I mean, I don't know really the word. I don't know necessarily what the word anxious means to other people. This is the feeling that I guess define as anxiousness. Is I'm sat there thinking, shit, I got a lot to be doing right now. But then I keep having to remind myself, Jack, dude, this is the first day you've taken off in 14 days.
Yeah.
And it's like,
that's me.
Oh, right, obviously. This is why, you know what I mean? Of course, this is why I'm sat here today doing nothing because I do so much. And it's like, that's actually a blessing and a curse at the end of the day, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Because like I can't remember the first full day I've taken off.
Yeah.
Because like, I'm gonna be real, like I have a girlfriend, right?
Yeah.
And she like goes to college, so she's not here that often.
Yep.
So when she is here, I want to be able to take as much time as I can to spend time with her. And that's one reason like why I work so hard now.
Yeah.
So that way when that time comes, I can be like, no, because I work so hard, like I can afford myself,
take the time with her. Yeah.
Right. And it's sometimes it's weird because it's sometimes like, would I get anything done if she was still in town? I've actually wondered that. I think that'd be interesting.
You think you couldn't restrict yourself?
It's not that. It's that I think less would get done.
Well, 100%, dude. I mean, like the last girlfriend I had was 2017, bro. I didn't do nothing but take a whole bunch of drugs and go to parties for about 2 years, about a year straight. I think I was with her for a year or something like that.
I'm not saying I wouldn't get stuff done. I just know that I couldn't get as much done.
Yeah,
obviously.
Sure.
So like,
I feel you. But, well, that's a standard, isn't it? You know what I mean? It's like, boom. Even like the past week, like even remove girlfriend from it, just remove somebody who you're chilling with all the time. Like my homie was here from California for the past week. A past week, and I got less done, 100%. You know what I mean? Instead of going the whole day, I left it, maybe 3-4 in the afternoon to go chill with him the whole time or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like obviously I'm getting less done, but I guess for a good reason at the end of the day. But also you gotta not be holding yourself to too much scary standards because. With all these kind of people in your ear all day long, especially me, I listen to, Gary Vee's my soundtrack to the week. It's very easy to start holding yourself to another man's, standards. Jack Cole doesn't need to hold himself to anybody's standards. You know what I mean? Like me, I need to hold myself to me standards. You need to hold yourself to your standards. But it's easy when you're listening to these, these people like a Gary Vee type of thing like that, very motivating, very hardworking kind of guy. You start holding yourself to that man's standards, and you just got to pull back for a second and be like, I'm me. I hold myself to me standards, to my standards, but I keep saying me. That's one of the interesting things about the world one day is you can stop and think I'm not doing enough, but it's like whatever I'm doing is actually exactly enough because that's what I'm doing right now. You know what I mean? That's kind of how I have a very much so meant to be kind of mentality in a lot of those things like that. Like I have like conflicting thoughts. Like one part of my brain might be trying to hold it against me. Like, yo, you need to work harder. Blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And then the other part of my brain just like, bro, you're doing a lot. Like there's nobody who that's really doing more than you. So you're clearly doing a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I feel ya. That's why like connections like this and like MRIs and everybody is so important of people like understanding relatable. Like where you're coming. That's why I started that group chat, just as an awareness of like you're not alone. Like a lot surprisingly a lot of people actually know about your struggles. You're just like you just don't know they exist because you're not like talking. Right, yeah.
Oh yeah,
so,
100%.